We all do marketing. We either do it really great, mediocre, or we do it really bad. Can you speak to the 5 ways you get paid? Because I know even as a company, our team now is working our best to duplicate you to help filter a lot of that by using the values that, through Dan, his 5 ways you get paid. I imagine you could speak to that.
There's 5 ways you get paid. One is reward, where someone pays you with money. Okay, so you get rewarded. And in a capitalistic world, money is usually the thing. You can also do barter, but you get rewarded. You're given something. The second way you get paid is people utilize you. They actually, if you're in the advice business like I am, I can sell a book to some person, or I could do a bunch of episodes of I Love Marketing, or and one person that listens to it and uses it is going to pay me in terms of psychological paycheck much better than someone that doesn't even use it and says, hey, can you give me some marketing advice? If you listen to no, or one thing I would say to carpet cleaners all the time, like I have the best marketing strategies in the world by 1,000 times for carpet cleaners and restorers. If you take every franchise organization and combine all of their marketing, they don't have 1/10 of what we have proven for cleaners and restorers. But I have all these carpet cleaners for years. They would come and they'd buy my courses and I'd tell them what to do. And I know what to do. Not like advice like you should tell someone how to, split up with their partner. That's but strategy. Send this letter, people will call you, that sort of shit. So, very scientific, specific things. And they would come back to the next meeting and they're like, what's the next idea? It's like, well, I would always use the Emerson quote. You ask for a new idea when you haven't used the first one I gave you. Like what? But some people, they don't want to use ideas. They want to be the consumers of ideas. So if you're in the how-to business, you got to understand with a certain level of conscience, produce stuff that's helpful to people, but know that a segment of the population is buying a ticket on the good ship Hope. As Cavett Roberts said, he was one of the founders of NSA, National Speakers Association. A lot of human beings are walking around the world with their umbilical cords in their hand looking for some place to stick it into in order to give them some nourishment. And they will stick it into religious organizations, they'll stick it into therapy, they'll stick it into gurus, they'll stick it into alcohol and drugs and pornography. I mean, people are just trying to feed stuff. So anyway, one third is, do they appreciate you? Do people appreciate you? I mean, if you think of all your clients, some people actually are more grateful for what you have done for them than other people, which means all people are not created equal, all consumers. Some people are great buyers. Dan Kennedy would say a good buyer is a good buyer is a good buyer, a bad buyer is a bad buyer is a bad buyer. And there's a whole slew of that. So do they appreciate you? The fourth way is, do people refer you? That's one way to get paid. Do they refer you? Okay? And then the fifth way is, does it enhance you? Does it actually make you better? I'm always surprised where, now granted, if you are not getting enough money to literally pay your bills, then you have to go to a job or somewhere. But there are certain people that would literally exchange, 50 cents more. I've had people that have worked for me that they will try to go get a job at a place that they're not going to learn shit. Now, maybe they want to be social. No, I had to let go of the fact that, I see the world through my own eyes. What is important and useful and awesome to me may be, terrible for someone else. There's no such thing as bad work in the world. There's just bad work for certain people. I could sit and say, I don't really want to mow lawns. I mean, to me, that would be, bad work. But there are people that love mowing lawns. Dan Sullivan, talks about his bookkeeper who he's had for 25 years. And the best that he can tell, she does the same thing, day in, day out, sitting in the same place, inputting numbers, looking at things. And he asked her, a few years ago, do you really like what you're doing? And she's like, oh my God, Dan, I love it. Every day it's brand new. And he was just like, I just don't get it. I don't see anything that is brand new. But so the thing is, you can't layer your likes and desires on other people. So, it's going to be different. Some people, their number one criteria is money. So my criteria of how I get paid, I want to cycle. That's why we dropped one of the things that I was doing, because the financial paycheck was there, but the psychological paycheck wasn't there. And the beauty of getting to a level of financial success, and I didn't have this for many years of my life, is walk-away power. Freedom to walk away from bullshit relationships, bullshit projects, things that annoy you, things that are beneath your skill set. What I would recommend you do, especially it's a great time, is make a list of everything. If you need a guidance, on ilovemarketing.com, type in Focus Finder. Focus, the word focus, finder. The thing is though, the not to-do list, what I would recommend is watch the Focus Finder video from Dean Jackson, sit down somewhere for 2 50-minute sessions. You take 50 minutes and just write. Take a 20-minute break, go take a walk, whatever, and then do another 50 minutes. And look at everything that's on there and say, what should be on my not to-do list? What can I delegate? What can I get rid of? That sort of thing, and filter it. Because one thing that I learned is from Gary Halbert is, don't spend your time stepping over gold coins to pick up the bronze and silver. And so, look at the gold coin opportunities. If you want an 8, 9, or 10 income, you can't do 1, 2, and 3 activities. You can't hang around 1, 2, and 3 people, or 2, 3s, and 4s. You got to hang out with 8, 9s, and 10s. You got to focus on 8, 9, and 10 activities if you want a 10 life. And you can't turn a duck into an eagle. And when you hire someone, one of the things too is hire as talented people as you can that are preferably smarter than you, because you don't want to buy a dog and then bark for it. And and I have that tendency because I was, childhood stuff. You got to micromanage stuff. So over the years, it's just honing it. There's a lot to be said. And hang around people that are smarter than you all the time, because if you're playing tennis with someone, if you want to learn how to be better at tennis and you're like better than them, you're not going to learn anything. So constantly challenge yourself and find people that are always going to make you up your game. And do something every day that scares you. Do something every day that scares you. And one of the things that scares you is to drop stuff. Ariana says the best way to complete a project is to drop it.